half?
Went wrong in the first half. We built a big lead, and then we had breakdowns, and then we had too many mistakes. And they shoot into the lead very quickly, and a 19-point lead in this league is, it's hard to build that. You got to play well, and you got to do a lot of things both sides of the ball, and then to give it up that easy gave them a lot of life, and they outlasted us.
17 turnovers is a little bit on the high side, but the 32 points off the turnovers, what do you make of that exactly? Were they just pretty much capitalizing every single time?
It's bad offense, bad mistakes that led to catastrophic plays that are unguardable. So, it's a recipe for failure. Turning it over that much and having them get that many points off the turns.
Overall, were you pleased with the type of looks that you guys got in overtime? The shots just didn't seem to be falling.
I mean, we got looks, but at that point, when you've controlled the game, midway through the second quarter or whatever it was, and then you've given up control that quickly, you give the other team too much confidence and bring too many other things into the equation. The referees and shot making and those kinds of things, and it's unfortunate. We've won some games where we've been way behind too, so it happens in this league. But our looks in the overtime were pretty decent, I thought, but the Hail Mary shot that that DeRozan made, we had two guys right there. That's the kind of night that they were having once we gave them life. So, we got to live with a tough loss.
Was the last play designed for Monte to take that?
Last play was designed for our two best players to be involved and for them to have enough time to make a good basketball play. And there were a lot of things I think that could have come out of it than the shot that did. But the shot that did was a good enough shot. It's just at that time of the game, you've left too much to chance. If you've just kind of messed away a big lead like we did in the first half. So disappointing, but we got to shake it off quick, get on a plane, and go play tomorrow.
It seems whenever you play Toronto in the last 4 years, you've had deficits or leads over 20. Back in 09, you overcame a 28-point deficit. Reversed that in Toronto 2 years ago. Perimeter play when these two teams meet always tends to be interesting.
I'm glad you're interested. And I like your hat too, by the way.
Was fatigue a factor for Dirk down the stretch?
I'm sure it was. Yeah, he hadn't played this many minutes all year, and it was it's a tough position to put him in. So, but that's the way it is. When the game goes that way.
Rick, Monte was pretty dominant through 3 quarters, and then last quarter in overtime, I think only 2 points and assists. Did they change anything defensively on him to cool him off?
The ball was going more Jose's direction because he had it going, and so in that instance, Monte plays off the ball, and he's got to concentrate on defense and stuff. And so, no, it wasn't anything that they really did. We just we didn't play well enough. That was really the biggest thing.
The last shot, is that about as good a look as you could hope for?
Well, I didn't see a replay of it. It was a clean look, but it was, it's rushed and stuff. I think there's other good things that could have come out of it, but didn't. But at that point, you leave too much to chance after building a big lead and losing it. So again, it's just a disappointing result.
Why? Yeah, this is the third time you guys have built 17, 18, 19-point leads and blown it. Why do you guys have so much difficulty hanging on to big leads?
We tend to let up, which most teams do when they get a lead. And in the Memphis game, we built leads and we didn't let up. A little different situation. Memphis was back-to-back. Memphis was without two franchise-type players. Toronto was at full strength, and they're a good team. They're a team that's getting better. They're 4-2 since the trade. They should be 5-1. If you count tonight's game. And they had a game just like this 3 nights ago against Charlotte. They had an 18-point lead and gave it up and lost in overtime on the last shot. So, that's the way things can go in this league.
Anything else?